Hey, Michael.
Hey, Scott.
Hello and welcome. We are all the Sons of CPAs. Join us with this week's 5 Minute with your hosts, Michael Lee and Scott Scarano. Today, we have a very special article from Accounting Web from a very special friend of ours, Liz Mason of
Yeah,
iRock Accounting.
love it.
Why should an accountant offer human resources or accounting firms offer human resources? Very good article. I'll put a link in the show notes by our lovely Liz Mason.
Yeah, sure. Her focus on this article is trying to talk about why accountants and accounting firms should consider offering HR services as part of their advisory service line.
So I know that you as a firm, instead of maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to speak on separating this out. We have our 5 minutely and then humanly. I don't know if that's a pure coincidence or not, but
Yeah, we decided as a firm at Reconcile to offer HR advisory services, but we're offering it through a separate sister entity called Humanly. So it's a separate company that is co-owned by me and another co-founder who runs that company, that service line. And so Humanly offers it. And it's because, and this actually goes to the point of what Liz talks about in the first point of this article, is clients ask for it. According to ADP, 62% of small businesses say that they need HR insights from their accountant. So that's the
yeah.
majority of your clients. And we found the same things. My team was constantly getting asked questions about HR related items outside of just payroll processing or payroll compliance.
So the first one is a very reactionary
Yeah.
way of looking at this. This is something that our industry and we need to start taking the helm and taking the charge to offer this to our clients. And I think the first part of it goes, this is responding to what clients are asking for and responding to it the right way and saying we do need to do that. That's
Right.
something that we need to start offering. And now the team understanding and recognizing that, I think, and speaking on it's something as an industry as a whole is looking at, what are we really doing for our clients? Are we looking backwards? Are we just doing the work, or are we actually helping them grow their businesses and move it forward? I know a lot of us talk about doing that, but where are we putting the pedal to the metal?
And what we learned in regards to the spend of our companies, we know most of our clients, the majority of their spend, their largest expenditure is their labor. It's the people that they spend money on. It's their human resources. So why wouldn't we be involved in this conversation? Because it has a financial impact on the bottom line of every client of ours. So it makes sense. It makes sense for us. And if you've got a firm with employees, you yourself have gone through HR and people advisory issues
I'm
inside
in the
your
middle of going
own.
through it right now,
There you
like
go.
always
Exactly.
going through it. And yeah, and to that point too, it's if that's your biggest expense line item, and you're looking at, let's say, you have clients that are making changes and they're laying people off, that's something that maybe could have been prevented.
Yeah. Point number two: small businesses do not do this well in house. Most small businesses don't have a dedicated resource focused on HR internally. So the owner of the business generally is doing it, or they've actually given it to the internal accountant in their company. If you've ever worked internal accounting at any company, you end up doing HR in some capacity because that's the owner of the business doesn't know where else to put it, which is funny. So most accountants, if you talk to them, they actually have some experience having to had to do HR in a company, in a private company or public company, because that's where it ends up sitting so often in the beginning before a dedicated HR resource is hired. And oftentimes, the HR resource reports up to the CFO or reports up to the accountant, anyways, at
Yeah.
companies. So it's very interesting. Most small businesses do not do it well in house because they don't have a focus on it, and they end up giving to the accountants in house, anyways, in regards
Yeah.
to HR.
She said 59% of small businesses under 250 employees do not have any kind of resource internally. It's a very big opportunity. Looking at it as your 60% of your clients are asking for it. Probably there's an overlap on this other 60% here that don't have anything. The next point here, there's a giant viable market. Another 59% of small businesses do not have HR persons in house.
Yeah, the size of the marketplace is millions of small businesses with employees that need this kind of support. And so the market opportunity is tremendous. And as we know in accounting, each of our accounting firms, we don't need that many customers to be fairly large accounting firms compared to the market size.
This is just a huge selling opportunity for most accounting firms. You could probably grow your revenue by 50% just by offering these services. And this is a difficult thing to start thinking about is how do you offer it to clients that maybe you're already offering, maybe you're already providing a lot of these reactionary help, so to speak. I need help doing this. And then you might be doing it for free because it's just under your general accounting firm and you're just offering. So if you are a firm that might be offering that already, there's some interesting things to start looking at along the way coming up. People advisory from Gusto, and they're going to really help with a lot of these things and start offering it because it's a way to put more money in our pockets too. Like we're
Right.
offering Gusto or ADP or other payroll services, and then maybe we're helping with things, picking up things here and there. Let's take ownership of it and package it and sell it out the gate.
And let's be honest, most accountants offering payroll services, which is the all-encompassing term for payroll and HR questions that accountants get.
Yeah.
Most of accountants offering it, they're barely making money on it.
It's a lost leader.
It's a lost leader.
It's a lost leader that we can. It's sticky, is what I have said in the past. Like payroll's very sticky. They're going to always stay with you, and it's safe.
Right.
Put them on payroll, and then you can start adding everything else eventually.
Correct.
And
Right.
usually that's what happens.
And if you think about it, if you look at all the services you actually offer in payroll services, it's actually pretty comprehensive. There's a lot of value there that we're not capturing.
We have to define it first.
Yes.
Define what value, where can we bring the most value? And there's probably other things. A lot of accountants do look for things that they're not already doing to then provide revenue, but there could be a lot of things that we're doing. And if we clearly define it to our teams and to our clients when we're selling, then it opens up the floodgates, right? You change your mind on that, and then you change the client's mind too. So
and that's where the point number 4 comes in great, is accountants are better equipped to help these companies. If there's any type of profession that can easily migrate into HR services or people advisory services, depending on how you want to look at this, it's accountants. We're better equipped than attorneys. We're better equipped than other professional services or consultants. We're better equipped than marketing consultants.
We have a 360 view of the business.
Yes.
You know,
and we're running payroll already. We're running payroll already.
We can see the number. A lot of people don't like to talk about their numbers, or they exaggerate, or therapy. When you open up the books, you open up their hearts.
Right.
And I don't know if that's the quotable of today, but when you open up their books and you can see everything 360, you can really speak to every part of their business too. Now, just judging from my experience, to give good advice, you have to know all the facts, and they're wide open for us. Like we can see it all.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Scott. It goes to the last point. Many firms are already offering payroll services, right? Your firm offers it. My firm offers it. We use tech. We have partnerships with tools with companies like Gusto, who we trust in our payroll offering stack. And now Gusto has made it easy by introducing the whole concept of people advisory, not going all the way to HR advisory services, but offering people advisory and trying to reframe the conversation for how accountants offer payroll services and more, which is what we've already been doing. It's just giving us the language to do that. And so many firms are already doing this. They just need to capture the value.
Yeah, employee onboarding, employee retention, performance management, internal compliance, external compliance, benefits, recruiting, HR strategy, diversity and inclusion, occupational health and safety, workers' comp insurance. Like we do a lot of this stuff. This is just normal for us, and we think it all falls under payroll support.
One line, payroll support.
Payroll support.
$50 a month, right? It's just so ridiculous.
$75, and we'll just do anything for you that comes up. And so this is a real way of defining that scope and understanding that. She does a very good job of convincing us that this is what we need to do, and we need to start thinking about this a little differently in our firm. And it's not just something to be scared of. I don't think it's something we have to shield ourselves from and say we don't handle that. Our firm doesn't ever speak to the employees and deal with them and be their shrink.
Sounds great, Scott.
You don't have anything to say about us being shrinks?
Not at all.
To our clients. Thanks for being a shrink to me today, Michael.
Thanks, Scott. We'll talk soon.